Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for another Organic Boy podcast. I'm Samuel Sinclair West. Today I really would like to get into talking about tea. Tea is one of my favorite things to consume. I have a cup of tea when I wake up in the morning and a cup of tea before bed. And really what I want to get into is the difference between bag teas and loose teas. Bag teas is what most people start off with. I remember when I was first exposed to tea, bagged was the choice. In fact, I had no idea that you could get tea loose. I had heard such a thing before. And so I tried it one day, and I have to say, the loose tea and the bag tea is like oil and water. You get so much more flavor in a loose tea rather than a bag tea. Bag teas are not necessarily bad, but there are definitely different qualities of bag teas out there. There's some teas that actually grind the whole leaf in the bag, and then there's some of the bag teas where it's almost looks like it's like someone raked up leaves and grinded it up or whatnot. I don't know, but the bag teas tend to be okay for the time, but it's definitely not something you want to be serving at a tea party is bag teas. I've never done that. I've always served loose teas, and loose teas can be a little bit more expensive, but you can steep them more than one time too. I mean, I've had some loose teas where I've steeped them up to 5 times, and you're getting a lot of bang for your money when you buy loose teas. The value is so much more than your bag tea. Bag teas, you steep it one time, it's pretty much done. If you try to steep it again and add water to it, it's not going to be as bold of a color, and the flavor is not going to be as good neither. So you really want to make sure that if you want to become an avid tea drinker, or you really do care about the antioxidants or the health benefits of tea, loose tea is pretty much what you want to go with. I'm not claiming that bag teas have no type of benefits for when you're drinking it, but loose tea, you're going to get so much more with the loose tea. And especially the other thing is, make sure when you are consuming loose tea, try to get something that is certified organic, or at least try to ask questions and ask either your store clerk or wherever you're buying your tea. Ask them, well, by chance do you know where this tea was sourced from? That's very important for me. Like, I want to know where my food comes from. Anything, not even just tea, but I like to know where my food comes from, because then oftentimes you can kind of figure out, maybe it won't be as good or bad, or it will be really good or really bad. So finding out the source of almost any food item is essential. It's vital. But going back to the tea, one of my favorite green teas, I would probably have to say jasmine flower. I love jasmine flower. I love the aroma. I love the flavor. Everything is just like heaven. It's my favorite green tea. Let's see, white tea. Really, I consume white tea for health benefits. I've read reports where white tea could possibly have the highest level of antioxidants, even higher than green. Yeah, I know most people hear that green is the highest, but I'm not sure. I think they're still out on debate on which one is higher, but I have definitely read reports on white tea being highly beneficial. Now, black tea. Black tea is not particularly one of my favorites unless I am going to make a iced tea. I always make iced tea with either black or green, but more than likely a black. And I love to add different types of flavors to it. Like, I make a peach basil iced tea, and I love to add a little bit of organic cane sugar and peach nectar. And of course, steeping the basil leaves in the tea for probably about, I would say maybe about 5 minutes. And you have some really good summer iced tea. Or you could have it any time of the year. There's no rules. But I particularly drink that particular iced tea in the summer only. But there is definitely, try it for yourself. There's definitely a difference between consuming a bag tea and a loose tea. I really just utilize bag teas when I am in such a rush, when I do not have 5 minutes to steep the tea. So I just get a grab and go cup, heat my water up, and stick my bag tea in there. I'm on the go. With loose tea, I have to stay there and and not oversteep, because with loose teas, what's really important too is if you put the temperature too high, especially for green, you're really not supposed to heat the water over 175 for green tea. Otherwise, you could potentially burn it. And no one likes burnt tea because then it's going to be bitter. Let's see. White tea, I believe, is 175 too as well. Maybe a little lower. And you don't want to oversteep things, because if you oversteep your tea, steeping is basically, because not everyone knows the term steeping. Steeping is the amount of time you submerge the tea into the water. So if you're steeping for 5 minutes, steep for 5 minutes. Now, if you do like a bolder flavor, steep it longer, but be careful. You don't want to make the tea bitter. It will get bitter and disgusting. And you're going to be like, oh no, I don't want tea. I hate tea. Some people have never really experienced the quality of tea because of not knowing those simple instructions. Temperature and time is crucial when consuming tea and wanting to experience a great cup of tea. So, and I have to say, probably towards the evening, right before bed, I like to have something that's calming and relaxing. So chamomile with maybe one that has lavender too, because both of them have calming properties to them. So I really love chamomile. I'm a big time chamomile and a big time lavender flavor person. So, and that's pretty much how I consume my teas. And I really wanted to get this podcast out to you because it's very important. I was actually talking to some coworkers the other day about tea, and I was just giving them such a wealth of information. Like, oh, I never knew that. I never knew that about tea. So I'm like, okay, I got to do a podcast on the, tea. And so if you have any questions, just send me a tweet at The Organic Boy and let me know. And I'm always, or if you'd like to send me an email at sam@organicboy.com. That's organicboi.com. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Join me next time for my next podcast. Have a great day.